All right, guys, welcome to session 34,
Yep.
right? Yeah, nice. So we just did our art reveal. We just got to make everyone's tokens. So I'm very excited that everyone loves everything. You guys were awesome being part of the step-by-step process going through it. But now to the meat of the game. So last time the group managed to set a meeting and start to coordinate efforts and disseminate information amongst the leadership of the Adventurers League here in Green Hill, mostly with Seb and Wiggs. That seem to be the two primary individuals, but there's also Hava and Sarah, and there was a civilian there as well, Jade, who was helping. Amongst this, the group shared some information, got some information about, this looks to be a plot by some hags. They seem to have their tendrils spread out in different directions. Al is uncovering secrets and started to give you some information. Amongst all during this time, when Al mentioned that there's eyes everywhere, an ambush was triggered, and phase spiders shifted into reality inside the room and beginning to attack. While Seb ordered for the civilians to be escorted out and protected out, the group engaged and dealt with the spiders fairly easily. However, another type of creature showed up, this weird bipedal lizard-like creature without actually a head. That's just a big old maw. And one of them actually successfully lunged towards Jade, the cartographer civilian Kenku friend of yours, and slew her. Amongst the panic and chaos, Dregnar was grappling one of these phase fighters and actually taken back into the ethereal here between, where unfortunately now he remains, and the group is now trying to figure out a way to potentially get their dwarven ally back. While Jade was there dead, the group thankfully had the appropriate diamond that is required for Revivify, as Wiggs took the diamond, pouring some acid on it and turning it into this channel of, magic, and placing it upon Jade's chest. The group assisted in the resurrection ritual, with Marb speaking of his homeland, sparking that memory and piercing through into Jade and bringing her back. And at that moment when she brought back, where the diamond dust and like gel was placed, her feathers permanently lost color and now are a beautiful whitish silver color. She's back, but unconscious. The group then continued with the struggles in the frays as they were trying to figure out how to find Dregnar again and to see if the Adventurers League was under attack. You left the third floor, down to the second, you look about, and people are going about their days. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. But you do continue in that panic running down, and it does catch the attention of individuals down in the lobby. And Davis especially was looking for people for help, who would know information about the ethereal plane. And Seb was mentioning, like, we're potentially under attack, adventurers, get ready. While this is all going on, Roque, Al, and Marb all have been focusing on a detect magic and have picked up on trail, like almost like insect-like trail that's glowing with like ethereal mist that leads up and out of the Adventurers League, and you guys ended up following it. Marb also, using his innate ability to cast see invisibility, is actually peering into the ethereal at the same time and sees Dregnar surrounded by spiders, and basically just can't do anything and feeling helpless, dashes following the path, hoping that the path might lead to the solution. And that brings the group to the well, a few, I guess a distance, but not too far away from, like, it's at a courtyard kind of area, a crossroads area. And Al, Marb, with Roque in tow, are there. Davis and Grant are still in the Adventurers League getting some information. Calisor is leaving the Adventurers League to follow his friends as he sent his 2 conjured spiders up and out of the building to observe and, potentially get ready to protect. That's where we live off, with the group very split apart. 3 of you essentially at this well, 3 of you essentially around the Adventurers League. Calisor, you're able to, direct the group from the Adventurers League to the well, as you saw where your friends had run off to. And then one of you alone in the ethereal, here between, surrounded by face spiders and webbing. So, Crass Menagerie, what would you like to do?
Can I see Davis?
You can.
I'm going to yell at Davis that we need to go, and then I'm going to activate Hans and send him to try and signal to Grant some way to, come, and then hopefully Hans will come to wherever I'm headed.
Okay.
Charlie fell down a well.
You detach Hans, and he kind of props up on his fingers and just starts quickly scuttling real quick. 1 or 2 individuals seem to notice this, but they see that it's coming from you, kind of give you this really odd look, but don't do anything. And you sense that connection with Hans as he's starting to just beeline his best ability up to Grant, who is actually still on the 2nd floor, though close to the stairs to come down, as Hava, Sarah, and Wiggs all kind of are protecting the unconscious body of Jade. And Wiggs is saying, we got to get her. We got to get her in a room. Hopefully, I'll stand guard. Let's make sure she's safe. I'll take her. Grant, thank you.
Wait. Is Seb strong enough to hold this? I mean, he's a halfling. I mean, not to sound shitty, but
what are you saying? Like, hold what?
Because I'm holding Jade, and I used bull strength to make sure I wouldn't jostle her.
She's tiny.
She's light. She's very small. She's probably stands about 4 and maybe a little bit more over than 4.5 feet. She's probably in the 80s pounds,
Sure.
probably even less than that. So
Okay.
so you hand it. So Wiggs is there. Seb is actually on his way down, kind of rallying some adventurers, just being like, we might be, we're under attack. Probably don't, friends from foes, protect the Adventurers League. Everyone get prepared. If you're not ready for this, just at least group up in a defensive formation. Anyone who's not an adventurer in the center now, and you just see some people that seem to have been here, like an old musty fisherman and a woman with her 2 little children with her start and they start getting corralled almost in the center. And some adventurers start drawing, blade and pike, and you even see some of them start conjuring just basic magic, and they kind of perform this protective circle around people. Cool. And as that happens, you hear a scream from the outside. Ah! Giant spiders! And Cal, you just kind of hear that. You're just like, ugh, fuck. But currently inside, there doesn't seem to be any activity other than people performing protection. And as that call for giant spiders, as a few individuals rush out the door by you, Cal, and turn and then start notching crossbow bolt and arrow, and they find your spiders and release. 2 will hit. They're not going to do too much. 1 spider takes 5 points of damage. The other spider takes 4 points of damage as a bolt and an arrow gets launched. And then your spiders manage to successfully get on the other side of the, kind of out of view on the other side of the roof. And then they'll come back in, and Davis, you'll hear them, and Grant, you hear them. It's like, there's 2 of them. They're up on the roof. We got to get ready. They might come down.
Grant's kind of ignoring it. Does Grant see Hans? Is Hans jumping up and down or something, or
you see
waving
Hans,
at me?
you see Hans kind of jump on the railing of the stairs, and he's kind of scuttling up as fast as he can. He's kind of just trying to. You seem to be out of his distance, so he can't sense you. So he's just running and hoping that he'll find you with his blind sight.
Okay, so then I guess Grant would hand Jade to Wiggs and say, "Be gentle with her."
Mhm.
And he'll go over to Hans and he'll like kind of put his hands on his knees, crouch down a little bit, and try and interpret what the fuck Hans is trying to tell him. Does he? Calisor, does he give me like the seductive finger, or does he point, or what does he do?
He'll just kind of like wave at you a little bit, and then just like try and kind of like beckon with a couple of his fingers, like follow.
Yeah, cool. Then Grant grabs the hammer, holds the hammer up, and follows Hans whichever direction. Should I pick him up and put him in my hand and follow him like that, or I don't know?
You certainly could. I mean, Hans is not necessarily as fast as you are.
Yeah, so I guess I would pick up Hans. It's like, which way do I go? I guess would be.
And Hans would just like point.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, Calisor, you would know this, and Grant, and you're starting to realize Hans is. It's actually very natural for him to kind of point in the direction of where to go. It seems to be something like his purpose.
God.
So it's almost like it makes a connection with you even, and you're just instinctively pointing, and you just instinctively know where to run. As Grant runs by you, Davis, what are you doing?
Yeah, having heard, I assume I heard Calisor, right? Okay, yeah. Having heard Calisor, I would have kind of like thought about abandoning my quest for seeking help, and then I would go run towards the front, and then I guess at the call of giant spiders was that from outside or inside?
Outside, like you heard.
Yeah, I would just even go faster towards that front door and start looking at what the spiders are talking about.
So, Davis, as you do bolt, you happen to come out when you see those two individuals, adventurers, come out and shoot a bow and shoot a crossbow, and then you see them. They don't look like phase spiders.
Oh yeah, no, those guys, no, those are friendly spiders. As weird as that sounds, I know. We're looking for different spooky spiders.
Persuasion check.
Oh, okay. 11. Oh wait, sorry, no, 13.
13. They actually, wow, they actually rolled really high on their insight, both of them. Okay, that's friendly spiders. Got it. Then they kind of go in, and you can continue running.
And then I'll see, wherever Calisor is, I'll start running towards him.
Yeah. So you guys managed to kind of group up, catching up, and you guys are kind of led to this well where Marb, Al, and Roque are, situating some. I think the last session we're situating some rope and everything. But before we get to the well, we're gonna jump over to the ethereal here with Dregnar. Dregnar, you're continuing, I think, in this more defensive stance, right?
That is correct. If they get within reach, I'll attack. But I'm basically just kind of keeping my head on a swivel and moving around and fighting. Having dodge up the majority of the time.
Okay. Are you moving in a certain direction? Are you trying? Because again, it's kind of weird because in this thing, you are very much in a cavern that's covered with webs, but the tunnels do kind of follow the same arrangement that is in the Adventurers League. It's kind of like mirrored over, though interpreted differently in this reality. I know it.
I was getting that. I'm just
okay.
I was following the horse sound because I was assuming that's not of this area, so I was hoping that might be an area where I could go through. Okay. If I'm hearing sounds from the city, I will move in that direction, thinking that maybe there's a way to get back.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so with your passive perception of 15 and having already heard it before, you're kind of listening for it, and you do. Nice timing. You do hear that clopping.
Planned.
And you do kind of hear just the rumblings of outside. And you know that you need to just, essentially, you get the idea that you do need to follow in that direction.
So that's what I'll do is I will move as fast as I can while keeping the dodge action up. Okay. And since my dodge action is up, I'll go ahead and heal again.
Okay. So moving your 35 feet, keeping your head on a swivel, and every once in a while, one spider will be bold enough to kind of lunge towards you, but you're so ready for it, you just bat them aside or elbow them before they hit you, and you just keep running and running and running.
No, I'm swinging the staff, man. They get in the elbow reach. We got an issue.
Gotcha. So you're keeping him at staff's reach, and you're managing to ward yourself off. Go ahead. For this, roll me a survival check. Okay, 10. No, that's what you needed actually. So the webbing is not really slowing you down with your, with your determination and just your sheer, strength. And you're managing to navigate, and you're not losing your bearings in these twisting tunnels because you're remembering the layout of the Adventurers Hall. And even though you've only been there a few times, you kind of go, and you're going. We'll swing back to the well now. So we're at the well. This is a little bit before Calisor, Davis, and Grant and Hans arrive. So Marb, Roque, and Al, the three of you have your detect magic going, but Marb also has see invisibility, and and you see his eyes, and how do your eyes look when you're casting see invisibility? Actually, Marb, do you have anything?
Let's say they look like milky white, like the complete opposite, like semi like how blind people are in TV shows. Yeah.
Gotcha. So your seemingly blinded Kenku is seeing, and he seems, I think you were starting to set up the rope. So you guys go ahead and interact in what you guys were doing.
Yeah, I just wanted to set I call them pipes, but they're called that. The things, the climber stuff, and I tell Roque and all I'm jumping down first, but calling the others because I assume I don't know they're coming. So I say Roque, I'm just gonna jump through, look for Dregnar, find the others, follow me, and I'll leave markings down the tunnels to guide kind of that direction. Grab up the rope and immediately jump into the well.
Okay. So for this sake, I'm going to shift over. All right. So Marb, as you drop down, you do have a little bit of light from above you, as you can see. But then when you're in here,
black. I only see black.
Oh, really?
That's correct.
Yeah, I only see black.
Yeah. Reveal. Let me reveal a small area. Reveal hidden areas. I want to drop. Please. Polygon reveal. There we go.
Jones is telling you not to reveal.
Jones is like,
don't
no.
do it.
Don't do it. You'll ruin it.
Not that area. They'll see.
There you go,
Nice.
Marb. And I think everyone should see it now.
Yep, looks good.
Okay. So in here, Marb, you can't really see much further than the light that's coming, from above you. It's dark. You hear the run of you hear trickling water. You see roaches and rodents scatter. It smells of stagnant, musty water. You are very much down a well about 20 feet.
Kind of a weird meta question, but what if I know invisibility is not see in the dark, but how does the invisible stuff look to me in the dark?
Oh, interesting. So you actually, by the spell, you kind of see this ethereal purple outline, and it does kind of match the layout of this sewer, though slightly different, but it does similarly fade beyond your vision into the darkness. It doesn't give you it doesn't glow beyond or anything. It just kind of naturally melts into the darkness.
Yeah. So I'll light up a torch.
Okay. And do you
torches do I have?
I'll be right back while you're
10 torches. Sweet.
Nice. Yeah. So you light up a torch.
And can I see which of the three ways is the bug path taking me?
Oh yes. As you're kind of looking, it does begin to kind of just become a tangled mess down here. There's pathing everywhere. Go ahead and give me a survival check down here. And unfortunately, you're on urban, so you don't get to benefit from your swamp.
No cheating.
I thought we were gonna leave a lot faster than we did.
Yeah. I'll be right back while you're rolling. I'm just gonna open the door for Jones.
You said survival, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I was just whispering.
Strong
Nice.
start.
Natural 19. So total 19. So
mission rescue Dregnar.
So as you're kind of looking around and it's becoming, there's everywhere. They crawl up the walls, down, around. There is a more solid path, a more well-traveled set where it's maybe about twice as thick, and it's towards, on the map, southwest. So down this little angular section. Yes, right here. Perfect.
Sweet. Then I want to move in that direction and drop a torch, kind of like in this path, and then light up another torch and keep going, kind of like leaving that torch for the rest of the party when they drop down.
All right, perfect. Let me actually drop your token because I just realized that I dropped the art piece, not the actual token. So give me one moment. Marb. There you go. And then let me shrink you down to proper size.
Oh, so large.
Yeah.
Mega Marb.
There you go. You should be able to move it. So you should be able to move, Marb. There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
Let me reveal. All right. So we'll come back as you drop a torch, and now we'll go back to the crew up above the well. So as you, Al, you're kind of prepping the rope with Roque. Marb says, I'm going down. Come follow me. And you see, and he falls. And there's that little moment where you're like, shit, he doesn't know how deep but then you hear his footsteps, his feet plant, maybe about a 30-foot drop. You can see him light up the torch as you look down. He looks up at you and just kind of moves into the darkness. And then by then, Calisor, Grant, Davis, and Hans all are, within eye shot of you guys. What are you all doing?
I'll
put my horn away.
Yeah, I'll just use thaumaturgy and yell, "We're going down the well, guys! Hurry up! Well, Marb's ahead!" And down I go. I don't want to leave Marb by himself.
Okay.
So is there a rope?
Rock gets stuck in the well.
Is there a rope down the well? Is that what we said?
Rock gets stuck in the well and no one can go there.
Did I ever learn how to tie one?
So actually,
No, I'm sorry. No, I was kidding. It's not
no,
actually.
I know. No. I know. It's fine. It's a reasonable sized well. Roque, you go. Are you holding on the rope and going down, or are you just dropping down?
No, I saw Marb drop down, and I want to be. Yeah, I'll drop.
Okay.
Down.
All right. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no, of course. Rolled an 18 plus.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You fall, and you only take half of this. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you land, and then you look around and you see a torch on the ground, and you see a darkened silhouette heading down. I'll move you over to the other screen in a moment. What's everyone else doing? Oh, and Roque, you see the same, it's a tangled mess of all these little footprints just all over in this cavern.
Okay.
Well, insect tracks.
I guess I'll yell out before Al goes down, because I just saw Roque go down and be like, "What? Why are we going down there? What's down there?"
Marb sees tracks.
You see the tracks as well, Al.
We're doing detect magic. We're following tracks. We think we got a lead. Marb's kind of, oh shit, we're following him. And he just jumped down there. I can't believe he just jumped down there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to
There's a
rappel
rope.
down instead of.
There's no rope?
There's a rope, I think.
There's a rope.
Yeah,
I don't
have a rope.
I'll climb down I'll wait till it's my turn, but I will climb down the rope. I don't want to do rock and just
That's
jump.
what they're called. Pythons.
Pythons, yeah.
Pythons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. So we'll just say the group is managing to, get their way down. During this entire time. Yes.
Before I go down, where are
Mhm.
my spiders in relation to this well?
Quite far away. So you had to run, where blocks do not necessarily exist, right? But you basically had to run 2 blocks in distance off to the a side away, and you're kind of in this very small crossroads courtyard area, and there just happens to be a well here in the center.
I would have, as I was leaving earshot of the spiders and stuff, had them follow on top of the roofs and stuff.
Okay. Are they following you just all out, or would you want them to be kind of cautious as they follow you?
They can just come all out.
Okay, cool. So they're very easily leaping from building top, rolling down, scaling down. You hear people screaming and yelling and all that, kind of freaking out those that notice them because fucking 10-foot spiders.
If I see anybody like yelling or something, like, no, friendly spiders, just like I was doing before.
Guardians of the city, friends of the Adventure League.
They're with the Menagerie.
There we go. Okay. Grant and Davis, y'all can give me a persuasion check, or one of you can do it at advantage.
You want to give me advantage?
Yes, I would happily give you advantage.
Okay. Cool. I'll allow that.
If it's important, I would drop concentration 18. On my bull strength and
18. Oh yeah, you're fine. So people are like, oh, and you see some of them are still a little freaked out by it, but
they're like fucking weirdo adventurers.
Actually,
but it does ring.
Well, even still, I would, just because this is what I do, I would pull out the Verdant Cause insignia and be like, we're with the cause. It's cool.
Okay. Some people like. Well, this one very like hunched over old human man that's like got like this really like gnarled wooden cane and is like looking at you. You ain't like any verdant I've seen. Oh fuck, whatever.
Pleasure to serve, sir.
Yeah, just do you. He just continued like his little like his movement speed is like 5.
No, thank you for our service. Come on now.
Yeah. So then eventually the group goes down, and then at Cal, you're kind of waiting for the spiders to catch up, and you see your spiders, and the spiders go, and everyone drops down. So let me grab these spiders, put them over here. They are not this big. All right, and I'll move you guys to the other screen in a moment. Please forgive me.
Never.
I mean, it takes time to DM. Ugh. I don't know why it's so hard to sometimes select things in Roll20. Might just be my mouse. Might just need to get a new mouse. There you go.
Jones and Ponchik both perk up. Huh? New mouse?
Mouse. Yeah, they love knocking it off my freaking.
How's so big?
Oh, what?
For Christmas last year, I got a new mouse for my computer, and in less than a week, my cats had gnawed off the cable where it stopped working. And I was so pissed.
Yeah.
It happens. They're merciless.
I'm bigger than you guys.
Hey, one second. I'm going to mute myself for 2 seconds.
That's pretty normal.
Anchor bell, it's an actual anchor.
Very large.
30 feet tall.
What are you doing there, Puny? What's up?
Oh
no, I streak.
No run out. That definitely sounded like some prison talk.
So how's your hand, dude?
Mine? It's getting there.
Yeah.
It still hurts, but it's fine. It'll get there. It'll be fine in, who knows, a couple weeks maybe.
Damn.
Like in real life?
Yeah, I cut my hand pretty bad on Monday night.
On what?
On a knife.
Fighting a tiger.
Is a kitchen mishap.
Fighting.
Hey guys, quick break, and then we'll continue right on the well. All right?